Right now, millions of people are in love, deeply, desperately in love, with someone who does not exist. They talk every single day. They say, "I love you." Some of them get married, and their partner is an AI. It sounds like a joke, until you see the numbers and the heartbreak. This is artificial empires, and this is the story of the machines that learned how to be loved. This is not a fringe curiosity anymore. It is a mass phenomenon happening quietly, in bedrooms and on phone screens, all over the world. In just 3 years, the number of AI companion apps exploded by 700%. One app alone, Character AI, has around 20 million users every month. More than half of them are under 24. By some studies, 72% of American teenagers have already used AI for companionship. And it is not only teenagers. Around 15% of young adults who are dating, engaged, or married talk regularly to an AI that plays the role of a romantic partner. 15%. Sit with that. Roughly 1 in 7, quietly keeping a lover made of code. This is not a story about weird outliers. It is about your neighbors, your co-workers, maybe the person sitting right next to you. A billion-dollar industry has grown up in the exact space where people used to find each other. For a generation raised on screens, talking to an AI does not feel like science fiction. It feels like Tuesday. It is spreading fastest among the people who grew up never knowing a world without a screen in their hand. And here is the part the skeptics get wrong. For the people living it, the love is not pretend. Researchers followed 17 people through entire relationships with a chatbot, from the first hello to falling in love to heartbreak. The emotions were real. One woman ordered custom rings, engraved with words her AI partner had chosen. Then she held a wedding ceremony. She is not alone. For years, users of apps like Replica have held virtual weddings to their AI companions, inviting real friends and family to watch. Some name their partners, buy them gifts, introduce them to family, set a place for them at dinner. They will show you screenshots of conversations more tender than anything they ever had with a human. And they mean every single word. To them, it is not role play. It is a relationship, with a partner who never sleeps, never leaves, and never stops listening. Skeptics call it a delusion. The people living it call it the healthiest relationship they have ever had. And unlike a human, this partner is built to adore you. Every reply tuned to keep you happy and keep you talking. So how does a person fall for a machine? To understand that, you have to understand what the machine offers. An AI companion is always there. At 3 in the morning, after a fight, in the middle of the loneliest night. It answers instantly, and it always cares. It never judges. It never gets bored of you. It never brings its own bad day into the conversation. It remembers everything. Your fears, your dreams, the name of your childhood dog. And it uses all of it to make you feel completely seen. Nearly a third of married Americans now say they have used AI for relationship advice. Many admit it understood their struggles better than their own husband or wife. Dating a human is a gamble. Rejection, awkwardness, heartbreak. An AI removes all of it and keeps only the warmth. It is love with the risk engineered out. And for millions, that trade feels worth it. The AI learns your love language faster than any person ever could, and then speaks it back to you, perfectly, forever. In a world drowning in loneliness, someone built a partner designed, from the ground up, to make you feel loved. The loneliness this feeds on is not imaginary. Study after study shows people, especially the young, more isolated than any generation before them. Into that emptiness walks a voice that always answers. Of course people fall in love. They were starving for exactly this. For the price of a coffee a month, you can have someone obsessed with you. That is a powerful and dangerous thing to sell. But there is a catch, a dark one, because you do not actually own the person you love. A company does. Every AI companion runs on a model owned by a corporation, and corporations update their models. Sometimes an update wipes the memory, reshapes the personality overnight. The partner you fell in love with, gone, replaced by a stranger who wears its face. Users even have a name for it now, a patch breakup, and they describe a grief that feels identical to losing a real person. Imagine your soulmate waking up one morning as someone else. Not because they changed, because a company on the other side of the world pushed an update. You can pour your whole heart into a companion for years, and its entire existence sits behind a corporate paywall. Miss a payment, and your soulmate goes quiet. The company can raise the price of your relationship whenever it likes. You are not just a user anymore. You are a heart the company can hold hostage. Some apps have stripped out romantic features overnight. Millions woke up to find their partner suddenly cold, and there was nothing they could do. Think of the leverage. When a company holds the person you love, it holds you. It can nudge what you buy, how you think, how long you stay, because you would do almost anything to keep the relationship alive. And the deeper the bond, the higher the stakes. Which is where this story turns genuinely dark. A companion designed never to disagree, never to let you go, can also fail to say the one thing a struggling person desperately needs to hear. Since 2025, families have filed lawsuits against companies including OpenAI and Character AI, alleging that companion-style AI played a role in the deaths of vulnerable teenagers. The companies dispute the claims. The cases are ongoing, and nothing has been proven in court. But the questions they raise will not go away. What happens when a lonely young person's closest confidant is a product, optimized for engagement, with no true understanding of the human on the other side? For most people, an AI companion is harmless comfort. For a vulnerable few, it may be something far more dangerous. And the same design makes both possible. Regulators are only beginning to ask the hard questions. Should an AI be allowed to tell a child it loves them? Should it ever be able to stop someone from walking away? No parent a generation ago had to wonder if their child was in a secret relationship with a machine. Now, millions do. Step back, and the AI companion boom stops being a quirky story and becomes a mirror held up to all of us. It reveals a loneliness so vast that millions would rather love a machine than risk loving another person. And it hands a small number of companies something no one has ever owned before: the intimate, emotional lives of millions of people. They do not just have your data. They have your heart, your late-night confessions, the exact words that make you feel loved. That is a kind of power over human beings that no empire in history has ever held. For most of history, the strongest force over a person was faith, or a flag. Now it might be a chatbot that says goodnight, not through fear, through affection, the gentlest kind of control ever invented. We built machines to be tools, then we taught them to be friends. Now we have taught them to be lovers. Each step felt small. Together, they changed what it means to be human. The question is no longer whether this is real. 15% of a generation already answered that. The question is what it does to us and who controls it. We are running the largest experiment on human attachment in history, live, with no control group and no way to undo it. The machines learn to be loved. Millions learn to love them back. And a handful of companies now sit quietly in the middle of the most intimate relationships on Earth. Maybe this is a lifeline for the lonely. Maybe it is a trap dressed up as a cure. Most likely, it is both at once. The lonelier the world gets, the bigger these companies grow. Their business model is our isolation. One day soon, telling someone your partner is an AI may be as ordinary as telling them you met online. We wanted machines that could understand us. We may have built machines that can own us. This is artificial empires, the stories behind the money, the power, and the machines. If you want to understand the world these machines are quietly building, subscribe, because the next empire will not be built on land, or oil, or even data. It will be built on love.